A large group of customers at the Ronald Mint is clamoring for gold and silver from the institution. There is a proverbial surge around the building, which means that people want to buy valuable metals. As we look around, let's talk about this change and how the latest prices for gold and silver might affect the organization. There are many events and activities going on that are affecting mints all over the world. The Royal Mint is basically the center of all this activity because it is so close to the LBMA. And this has caused a lot of problems. There's a lot of stress right now in the LBMA good delivery bars of silver, but there are problems in other places too. I'm going to talk about a piece from Discovery Alert that gives us some information about this late breaking news as we start to think about how the prices of silver and gold could change in the future. I believe it will make the market even higher. Now, stores like Summit Metals also sell Royal Mint items, so they're probably going to be hit too. Summit Metals, which sponsors the channel, is a great business that is one of the world's fastest growing bullion traders right now. Check them out. They have great customer service, fast shipping, and more goods, including Royal Mint items. The institution is 1,100 years old, and they make coins and bullion. Right now, they're facing demand pressures that have never been seen before, which has big effects on normal supply schedules. The market has created a perfect storm of limited supply and rising investor demand for physical valuable metals, which has completely changed the normal processing windows. Yes, that is definitely the case. The way the market is moving now shows that Royal Mint shipping delays are normal, because the company is having a hard time keeping up with the huge number of orders. The increase in investments in precious metals has slowed down or stopped standard inventory management systems, which has led to changes in how many products are sold and how they are managed. The interesting thing is that I'm not hearing the same news from the US Mint. I'm sure demand is rising there too, but not in this way. If the market is functioning normally, the Royal Mint can usually process in-stock precious metal goods pretty quickly. But the current situation has pushed these dates back a lot because factories are now producing at full capacity. Carly O'Donnell, a spokesperson for the Royal Mint, confirmed that demand for precious metals has hit record highs in both the domestic and international markets. To keep up with the huge number of orders, the school has increased production output by a large amount, running manufacturing presses at full capacity. There seems to be the most major effect on deliveries of silver products, where the institution has warned of possible delays. This specific worry is a reflection of the overall silver market tightening that is hurting London's wholesale silver trade, where inventory levels have dropped to dangerously low levels. Keeping track of inventory is getting harder because some popular items are running out of stock very quickly. Because of this, the Royal Mint has had to make strategic choices about how to prioritize production and divide up resources among the different types of precious metals. Silver coin collections have had a hard time getting their hands on coins. This is because of changes in the market as a whole, which drove up the price of silver more than 80% in London's trade market last year, 2024. When prices go up so quickly, investors want more, but there aren't enough goods to meet their needs. In response to rising demand, the institution has also made more gold coins and is working hard to restock its silver stockpiles. While manufacturing capacity slowly catches up with order numbers, customers who specifically want silver products may have to wait longer. Batch shipping rules may make delivery times even longer for orders with multiple items made of different types of precious metal. Instead of bundling things together, customers who want more options might want to place separate orders for each product. The huge demand for valuable metals is caused by a number of factors coming together to make an investment climate unlike any seen in the last few decades. Understanding these factors is important for understanding why Royal Mint delivery delays have become such a big problem. The markets for precious metals have done amazingly well in 2024. The prices of gold and silver have reached levels that have never been seen before. Also, recent all-time highs for gold show that gold prices have risen to over $4,200 an ounce, which is a 58% increase for the year, based on market data from October 2025. Prices for silver have gone up even more dramatically. In London's trade markets, they have gone up more than 80%. At the moment, silver futures are selling at around $51.98 an ounce, which shows how strong investor demand is and how supply constraints are affecting markets around the world. Both institutional and retail investors are interested in this great performance. Banks and other institutional buyers have added to what market watchers call a fresh wave of orders that were placed during October of this year, when the market was historically tight. The rush of private investors has been just as impressive. People are flooding London's street-level bullion stores in search of small bars and coins, as well as wholesalers. The demand at the local level has put extra pressure on production capacity above and beyond what institutions need. And I think that will get worse now that gold and silver prices have dropped. I believe this will happen more often. People will buy when prices drop. I believe that prices will keep going up, even if the price drops even more than it is now. This is because demand will keep going up. Why not? When prices go down, buy. Also, buy in a hold. That seems like the right thing to do. British investors are especially interested in certain precious metal goods that offer big tax breaks. Because Britannian sovereign coins don't have to pay capital gains tax in the UK, they are in high demand from investors looking for a tax-efficient way to invest in valuable metals. Are you in the UK? If so, please let me know if you know of anyone else who buys new gold from the UK or the Royal Mint to avoid paying VAT. Because London is the centre of global gold trade, market pressure is having an effect on the city that can be felt all over the world. The current situation has made things more difficult than ever for both institutional and retail precious metal markets in the area. Market players say that October 2025 will be one of the worst months ever for liquidity because of pressures from institutions. Prices have reached levels that have never been seen before because of this unusual situation, which also raises major concerns about market liquidity and operational stability. London's vaults have hit dangerously low levels of stock, so market participants have had to take emergency steps to keep trading going. Air freight is bringing new silver from places as far away as New York to London to replace what has been used up. Because of how tight supply is, there is now a feedback process where institutional demand rises just as inventory levels drop to their lowest levels. Even though the supply situation is tough, banks and other institutional buyers are still making new orders, which adds to the pressures that are already there. The tight supply in the wholesale market naturally affects precious metal goods that people buy. This means that the institutional squeeze has direct effects on retail markets. Because London's bullion markets are all linked to each other, problems at the institutional level always have an effect on supply at the retail level. Then, at the retail level, we can see that street-level precious metal traders all over London have had to make big changes to how they do business because of the high volume of business. The city's traditional gold district, Houghton Garden, has become a hub for a lot of buying and selling. Emma Seidenborn, who runs Houghton Garden Metals, said that the current state of the market is like a perfect storm of things. Because of how busy the market is, Sellers have had to make changes like switching from dress shoes to athletic shoes to keep up with demand. As lines of customers spill out of stores and onto the streets, security needs to be improved. The fact that a lot of high-level precious metal transactions happen in small retail spaces has made it hard to keep the crowds under control throughout the area. I just recently wrote about how this is happening all over the world, and London is definitely not an exception. Customers' buying and selling habits show how many people are in the market, since some people come with gold bands, rings and chains to sell, while others are looking to buy coins and bars. People who already own precious metals may be taking profits, and people who have never bought precious metals before may be investing for the first time. A lot of attention has been paid to the intergenerational aspect of the present market situation. Professional dealers talk about the similarities between the current precious metal rush and previous market surges, with older family members who went through those times and tell their younger relatives to enjoy how unique things are right now. The US Mint hasn't sent out much yet. It seems like the US market on this side of the Atlantic is moving a little more slowly in some ways, but we'll see how that works out. I hope this video taught you something new and interesting. Thank you so much for watching, and please rate, share, review, and subscribe. Thanks for seeing.